swipe to see left, right. Okay. So, welcome. In case you're catching this on YouTube, if you checking me out for the first time, please subscribe to the page. And if you don't agree with what I'm saying, good enough, paste it on the comments. Today I'm going to be speaking about the art or the science of forgiveness and how does it affect your body. It's going to be a little bit scientific, a little bit packed with unnecessary jargon. You know, this medical language can be a little bit cumbersome. But I'm going to try to make it easy, particularly in the light of what is happening currently, because I don't know if you realized, all of us for some reason are going through the same thing. I don't know if you've picked it up that collectively all of us are being forced or encouraged to forgive. It becomes very difficult, particularly if you've always thought that holding a grudge is a good thing. So I'm here just to bust that bit of a bubble to say holding up a grudge is not necessarily a good thing. In actual fact, if you're holding up a grudge, you are killing yourself. Not immediately, you're killing yourself in installments. The reason why I'm not stopping, welcome to everybody on TikTok. If you love what we're talking about, stick around. I'm going to be here for like an hour. I'm doing a video for YouTube. I want to speak or address the issue of forgiveness. What the fuck is forgiveness? Because everybody speaks about it. Oprah speaks about it. Deepak Chopra speaks about it. The church speaks about it. But I don't think we've really sat down and entertained the fact of how can forgiveness help us. Because you have to understand something. You holding up a grudge, you are toxifying your body. How do you toxify your body? If you're holding up a grudge, you're generating hormones that are not beneficial for your body. That's what we're speaking about today. So I'm going to be sharing some couple of books, of course, because I'm that guy that doesn't want to be believed. The bestest thing that you can do for me, please don't believe the shit that I'm saying. You're going to have to go do the research and do the journey yourself. That's why on my platform, I don't really see a use of having arguments. Because if you think 6 is 9 and 9 is 6, bruh, go to town with it. That's why I normally discourage a lot of people that love having a very flimsy discussion. Which God is better and which God is worse, or which God is faster and which God is slower. We don't understand that religion or our God, it's not the ultimate. These are nothing but stepping stones, like the yoga, like your meditation, like your crystals, like your books. So don't hold on to religion as if like it's the end. At the end of the day, you're going to have to find out or to realize that you are God. And by realizing that, you'll see that going or promoting or holding on to a certain belief, it's not really beneficial for you. Because the best person that you have to believe in, the best person that you have to listen to, the best person that you have to read, it's yourself. So if you're going around and saying which church is better and which church is stronger, or which Gobela is powerful and which Gobela is weak, or which guru is better or which guru is not, when are you going to listen to yourself? And mind you, this supposed difference that we have in religions, it has clouded us thinking that we're different and we separate. In actual fact, all of us are one. Me and you, we are one. I might not look like it. I'm a bit dark-skinned, of course. And you probably got more beautiful teeth than I do. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to realize that all of us are one. I'm using your eyes. You using my ears. We look separate because of these boxes. You call this the most important part of you. You know, oh, by the way, I'm doing these videos for YouTube, but I'm doing it on this TikTok platform. So if you hear, you love what we're talking about, you can engage with me. Today I'm speaking about the science of forgiveness. I think I'm going to be here for like an hour. I'm here to postulate or to submit a thesis to you guys that when you start forgiving, you start healing yourself. When you start forgiving other people, shit, bruh, you wouldn't even need to go to cliques. One of the side benefits of forgiveness, insomnia that you've been struggling with starts to leave. Sexual dysfunctionality, once you start doing the art of forgiveness, it starts to leave. Cancer, which is one of the biggest causes of death, it's contributed to by unforgiveness. You're holding on to a grudge, you might be on your way to cancer. But we're going to be breaking it down today. So if you hear, yeah, Posa, I'm doing this now here for the YouTube, I'm there on that YouTube land, you see. But if you guys are here on me with me here on TikTok, make it worth a while. Let's talk like Mpo is doing. If you got some likes in your bag, you can double tap the screen here. It somehow improves the algorithm, And if you love what we're talking about, consider sticking around. I think I'm going to be here until 10 o'clock. I'm speaking about the science of forgiveness. We're going to be a little bit biological. Hopefully by the end of this session, all of us will be doctors, But, hey, Mika, Kabelo, Dr. Molekwa. So, yeah. So, before I can get a bit deeper into the ins and outs of my topic, I normally love building up a bit of a scaffolding. What is a scaffolding? When you write a thesis, for you guys that are well learned, when you write a thesis, you obviously going to have a description, you have to have the body, then you have to have the whatever. So the abstract of what we're talking about here is the following. When I speak about the art of forgiveness, I don't necessarily speak about it from the outside perspective. I speak about it from the inside perspective, the forgiveness of self. The forgiveness of self. I can tell you right now, me even speaking about forgiveness, it makes your body shrink. The reason being, you cannot be able to give what you don't have. A lot of us have been trying to do that. We've been trying to forgive other people. You forgive your ex, you forgive your mom, you forgive your dad, you forgive whoever. But we tend to forget about forgiving ourselves. And this is where the whole shit is. Because if I'm having coffee out of this Pac-Man cup, but in case there is no coffee in here and I'm drinking from it, you guys will call me mad, right? You'll say, how could you do that? There's nothing in a cup. Exactly the same thing. You cannot be able to forgive other people if you haven't forgiven yourself. How does it look like? Very messy. Self-forgiveness is very messy. And I'm saying the least here. Sometimes the art of forgiveness tends to be biologically dangerous. Because remember, unforgiveness sticks itself over our cellular, molecular, biological being. Meaning unforgiveness, it's like cancer, unpronounced. That's what you do when you're holding a grudge. That's why I normally say to people, I know that you probably made a lot of mistakes. You're still going to make another mistake or 2 or 3. What you do is start forgiving yourself and letting the guilt go. Because one of the things of unforgiveness of self is it causes too much guilt. You want to have wine, you want to have sex, you want to do this. You always feel guilty about everything. You're so angry at yourself. Sometimes you need to have yourself some wine, man. It's not wine in here though, it's coffee. Wine is not good for the morning. cough is good for the morning. It's hard, especially when you thought you are done with people pleasing, then you help someone. Yeah, that's how. Now, somebody just wrote a very interesting concept, particularly when it comes to forgiveness. Here's how forgiveness plays out. It never ends. And one of the things that we don't quite quickly pick up when it comes to forgiveness is like a muscle. When you go to the gym, for people that work out, for you guys that have abs and big guns, and for you ladies that do squats, for your asses to be big, what happens is when you get to the gym, the first time when you get there, let me say you're a novice, you've never set your foot in the gym. What happens is they're going to give you weights or they're going to give you machines. What you're going to do is you're going to go against what you normally do. That is, you're going to pick up something a bit heavier. But when you start, you don't start picking up 150 kgs. No. For the people that bench press, for the guys, you will know that sometimes when you get there, they'll just say to you, push on a barbell without the weights. That is that pole. They call it a barbell. So when you push it up, what happens is you getting your muscles ready. You flexing up your muscles. You detensing your muscles. That's how forgiveness works. You start with small stuff. Then you go to, then you go to, then you go to, then boom. But as you're building up that muscle, you're going to start coming against bigger things that you have to look into. Some of the things about self-forgiveness is you're going to start looking at yourself a bit differently. That's how it firstly starts. Because remember, the art of forgiveness is nothing but self-acceptance. That's what it is. Now, self-acceptance, obviously, it's going to test you in many different layers. That's why some of the people refer to healing of self as shadow work. We all know shadow is black. Some people call the art of self-forgiveness, they call it peeling off the onion. You know how the onion works, right? The more you peel it, the more it's going to make you cry. And this is just an oxymoron-ish way of saying it, but I'm trying to make it fun, even though self-forgiveness is not fun, but I'm trying to make it fun because you don't want to do it angry. There are things that you're going to realize or you're going to pick up that you are not really proud of. One of the things that we're battling with is our past. Particularly when it comes to relationships. A lot of us seem to look at ourselves as like we were bitches, like, oh, you slept with so many people. Oh, how could you? And now, that is how you now start embracing yourself to say, okay, fine. I know that I did this whole lot amount of things that I'm not now proud of, but should I have not done those things, I would not be here. That's how shadow work looks like. That's how self-acceptance looks like. Tony Robbins, he calls it reframing. You go back to your past, or you go back to your mistakes, or you go back even to your present. You look at it and you're like, I don't like what I see. So what you do is you find out, how is it that I came to be here where I am? Sometimes you might find, like me, my finances somehow dried out. And I was thinking to myself, how the fuck did I even get here? Then I realized that there are areas in myself that I have to rewrite. One of those areas was, I am worthy. Which is what a lot of us are battling with. And all these things are coming as a result of unforgiveness. That's why today's talk is the science of forgiveness. So that then I realized, hey man, if then I have to change my position, if I have to change my life, if I have to bring a different meaning to my life, I'm going to have to start rewriting different programs. How do I do that? Or how did I do that? By looking inside of myself. Number one, my thoughts. Some of them had to go. I had to look at myself in the mirror to say, hey, bruh, even with your crooked teeth, the way how you look, you beautiful. How do you think that went like the first time? Of course, my other brain was like, no, bruh, you ugly. But I had to say, hey, fuck it, man, I'm beautiful. So what happened is you start, you know what I mean, man. Let me not over-explain it. I need to get to the crux of the matter. Let me read some few comments. That's where my challenge is. Hey, man, you gotta have to work on it. You gotta have to work on it. Here's a nice thing about shadow work or healing or self-acceptance or whatever that you're doing. It doesn't have to be spiritual. It doesn't even have to be conscious. You don't even have to be woke to forgive yourself. You know those woke people, the Aquarian age, the chakra hands. They'll always tell you about everything is a chakra. You can self. Yeah, you know, this one of not being able to make a decision, you're going to have to sit down with that. It could be that there's something that you need to learn before you can move to the next stage, because that's how growth is. That's how self-forgiveness is like. You deal with smaller issues, then you're going to get to deeper issues. You might find yourself struggling with what we seem or we look at as a simple thing, like the art of giving. I mean, I remember myself, I used to struggle with the art of giving. At some stage in my house, I used to have like 4 or 5 microwaves, you know. I'll have shit that I don't even know what am I going to do with. Until then I met my wife, then this is what she said. She said, start giving things away. Because when you give things away, you're opening up a space for possibility of other new things. For me, in my head, I thought this is just a physical act. But until I realized that this has something to do with my biology. The reason why I was struggling with giving is because I was struggling with forgiving. And it was not until I realized it deeper that, oh, the reason why I became a hoarder is because I could not give, meaning I could not forgive. And you better believe me, that reflected itself in my mental state. Because I was one of the guys that never wanted to let nothing go. But now I had to say, okay, fine, can this thing change? At first it didn't look like it could change. I know that a lot of people are sitting there listening to me and thinking, this is what, there goes one of those chakra hands, you know. No, here's how it starts. You wrote the whole program. It's all in your head. Your thoughts, your feelings. If you think I'm crazy, it's probably your program right now pushing against what we're talking about here. They call it cognitive dissonance. I tell you that you are God, you don't believe me. That's cognitive dissonance. I tell you that you're beautiful, you want me to convince you. I tell you that you're great, you want me to convince you. So what happens is, the art of self-forgiveness, you convincing yourself that you can change. That is magic of living. Go get by Florence Wilshing, something like that. The name of the book is The Game of Life and How to Play It. The first name is Florence. The other name I a bit forgot, but it's about the game of life and how to play it. This is how now you start healing your body. By forgiving yourself. How does it work? Let's go to it then. Hey, TikToker! How do you differentiate between giving people and pleasing people? Your heart will tell you, your heart will tell you. Sometimes when you do something for other people, your heart might not be happy with it. It's not really the act of giving that is at fault. It's the intention behind the action. Sometimes you might give something to somebody to buy their approval. So what you do the next time, when you do something or you buy something for somebody, change the story behind the action. It might look something like, I'm doing this because I want to. At first, obviously, it might come up as if like it's still people pleasing, but you're going to have to do it over and over because that's how you change your brain. Repetition. So, some of the questions you're going to have to fucking deal with yourself. You know? That's one of the things about this healing journey. That's one of the things about this healing journey or spiritual journey. This is what I normally say to people. And I know it sounds a little bit oversung. I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've said it so many times. But I cannot overemphasize it. It goes on something like this. Whatever that I'm speaking about on this platform, I am not to be believed. No. When I come to you, a lot of people will know I'll come a shit ton amount of books. Like now, there's a lot of books everywhere I go. Because what I'm trying to do is, when I say that, I'm trying to show you guys that at this day and age, you need to be your own guru. Yeah, you are your own Gobela. You are your own nurse. This is one of the good books to get, Holistic Nursing. Beautiful book to get. Even if you're not a nurse, even if you're just an accountant, or even if you're just a house, whatever, get yourself some books. Because you don't have to be listening to people like us. Because some days, I mean, we could be lying to you. I do it all the time. You know? And I'm trying to, the reason why I do it, and I have so much fun, I'm trying to deter people from this thing of thinking that they cannot get the shit together themselves. So that's why I make it sound the way how it sounds. These are very deep concepts that we're dealing with, because some of them, you wouldn't hear them talking about them at TV or on TV. Nobody will come on TV and speak about forgiveness. Fuck, it's not to their benefit. The universe thrives on fear. Somebody feeds on fear. Got your thinking. That's what the game is all about. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this for YouTube. Media. Yeah! Woo-hoo! These likes are for you, eh? Media benefits from drama. I'm glad I didn't say it. You just have to figure it out by yourself. One of the things, before I can get to the deeper part of this, I'm doing this for YouTube. If you want to get some of my videos, there's no glitz and glamour there. They look exactly the same. If you want to get some of my videos, please go to YouTube. And when you get there, subscribe, man. You know, my wife is killing me that I don't remind people enough to subscribe. Okay. Subscribe, people. You know, happy wife, happy life. You know, in me, hey, I don't want such things. I don't be wanting such things. I don't want such things. I know what you guys do to people like that. Check what they did to Jesus. You know, they killed a nigga. So I don't want anybody be following me. Hey man, I got my issues that I'm dealing with here. So go there, please comment, subscribe. Even here as well, if you're new, follow the brother, gift to the channel. Oh yeah, register to the classes. I have classes that I do on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours a week. These classes are more of energy at work. What happens is, forgiveness is step 1. Thank you, Maps. Forgiveness and healing in your journey or on your journey, it's step 1. Once you've healed yourself, you're going to have to do something with this energy. Because remember, the more you heal yourself, you're getting your power back. The more you forgive other people, you're getting your power back. And you feel like, ooh, the shit is nice. What's next? What? And now, the more you do that, the more now you have this reservoir of energy. What do you do with it? Some people do astral traveling. Some people do Reiki, the art of healing. Some people do Kundalini work. Some people do Some people do yoga, with that. Basically what happens is the more you get your power back, it's the more now you start becoming like God. You'll be like, whoo, this is what I've been missing out. Yeah. But when you forgive, you're not more so doing it for other people. When you forgive, you do it for your own self. That's where the fun is. That's why it's painful. So if you're going through the most through your forgiveness journey, you're welcome. Yeah, man. I'll give you one scripture. Go study the book of James in the Bible. The book of James in the Bible, before I can get back to my talk, the book of James in the Bible, James is apparently Jesus' brother. In case if you guys didn't know, And these are not my words. This is the Bible's canon saying. So the book of James, when it starts, this is one of the most wonderful books. This is what it says. When you open that book, it says, it's one of those minor prophets in the New Testament. Very small book. I think it's 4 books. Count it all joy when all is going wrong in your life. When I read that, I was like, oh my word. The thing is, a lot of people think doing forgiveness is light. It's bright, it's like a walk in a park. Fuck no. Going through your forgiveness journey, it's like getting into your cave. Where's this cave? It's not out there. The cave is in here. This is where you see the monsters. You're like, whoa! Have I been walking around with such a beast? Go check out the movie by Pixar. The name of the movie is Inside Out. It's an animation movie. But this movie shows you the difference between the 5 huge emotions: anger, doubt, fear, disgust, love. 5 emotions. This movie runs you through showing you that at any given stage in your waking life, you playing around with these energies: anger, love, disgust, fear, But now you need to know yourself. This is not the information that you find in the book. But now when you get inside of yourself, it's dark. One of the best books, it's been a while since I read it, particularly about self-forgiveness, getting into your cave, is this book here. The Shack. I find it hard to understand the Bible here. Hey, Maps! How much time? I'll take 2 minutes explaining a bit of the Bible. And this obviously might sound a little bit controversial. But hey, man, you asked for it, so why not? Hey, Lebogang, thank you very much. I'm doing this for YouTube. This video is going to YouTube. I'm going to try to do it within an hour. I'm here until 10 o'clock. If you haven't been to my YouTube channel, please go there. Help the brother with the numbers. If you're here on a platform, on TikTok, you love what we're talking about, please see how much you can. But I know the woke people are very stingy. These fuckers. Everybody always wants to get information or everything for free. Here's where where the danger is with that. We're sitting where we're sitting right now because we've been getting second-hand information. We're failing to understand the meaning or the true meaning of the Bible because we've been getting it from other people's mouths. Somebody asked me something about the Bible. This is one of the best books. There's a lot, obviously. This is one of the best books. It's by these guys here, the DK. What they do is they take very complex concepts and simplify them. This is the book about the religions. You can find this, even at, do you guys still have CNA or wherever, bargain books? But now, if you still one of those stingy types, you know, what you can do is join in our WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group there, but it's a very useless WhatsApp group in a sense of if you want arguments, you're not going to find them there. We got no time for that. In that group, we're sharing books, we're sharing ideas, we're sharing life stories because we're a bunch of people that got together to unlearn a lot of shit. Because that's what we need to do. Like hate. We learned hate. Nobody gets born with hate. Fear. You learn that. Maps, my numbers are right here on the platform, right? What you can do, send me a WhatsApp. Please indicate for me if you only want to get into the books or you also want to get into the classes. The books, free of charge. We try to disseminate as many books as we can. And I know that a lot of people don't read them, but I'm normally sending it to the people that do. We have a class that runs like this. This is our second week. I normally get on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock in the evening, 6 to 7. A class goes on for 50 rands. That is a class. I'm going to be delivering 20 classes. I've already delivered 6 tonight actually. This week we're talking about astral traveling. This is part of the energy at work. The reason why I'm separating the two, a lot of people are only starting to get into this information. Some people don't even know what the chakra is, you know. They'll be like, what? So what you do is, if you want to be in the classes, it's 50 rand a pop. You can either pay it front, or if you're still a little bit doubty, you can pay a session. If then you happy, you know. So indicate when you send me the WhatsApp, please. What about the Bible? Here's the thing about this book here. The religions. What is a religion? A religion, necessarily, it's not a bad concept. You start with PayPal. In Germany, we say, hey, all right, okay, dots. Thank you very much. So what we do is, oh yeah, if you're speaking about the PayPal, my link is up there. I don't know what you mean, Dot, but welcome. You're new here. Join the brother. If you love the energies that we're fucking around here with, thank you very much. Consider staying. I'm here until 10 o'clock. I'm speaking about the science of forgiveness. Dishing out a whole lot amount of bibliography, of course, because I don't want people to be believing that what I'm saying is the truth. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a prophet. Fuck, I'm not even a pastor. That's why I swear so much. You know, I'm trying to deter people from my ass because I also got some work to do. But at the same time, trying to say to you, you are all that you need. Does it make sense? Let's go back to reading then. So now in this book, you get to be shown that religion, basically, it's not a bad concept because religion means binding back together. Religion, if you look at it epistemologically, a lot of people break it down differently, but epistemologically, that is the study of language. You got legend. So you got the RE. RE, basically, if you are a linguist, if you are into the grammar in English and the workings of the words, word playing, which is nothing but a waste of time, but a good science nonetheless. What you do is means redoing something. You doing what you've done before, so it's not new. So legend means a lot of things. A legend means binding together. A legend also means thousandfolds. You know, almost they'll tell you in the Bible, demons, when they come with legends. Get that, right? So now religion basically means binding you together. Binding you together to what? That's where the question should be. This is where it becomes interesting. I know that this is probably not going to be a little bit famous for a lot of Abrahamic religious people. You know, your Christians, your Judaism and your Hinduism. that is male-dominated religions, which, by the way, I got nothing against them, but I look at it a bit differently. What religion has been doing, it's not necessarily bad, but it's bad in different ways like this. Why is it that the mother cannot be put into the religion? Why is it only the father, the father, the father, the father? I mention that because I'm very quite famous by saying that God is a woman and she's black. What am I trying to do with that concept? I'm trying to shatter this thing of only taking the Bible literally. But that's ranting all everywhere. Let me get back. So religion is binding together. Now, this is what happens with religion. The custodians of religion, the people that supposedly taking care of religion, and we know Christian, Judaism, your Islam, your Buddhism, your Jainism. You know there's multiple amount of religions, but I want to speak about Christianity because you ask about the Bible. The Bible was not decided upon until, I think, 100 AD. You get it from this book. There was a conference in Jamnia, Jamnia. This conference was organized by Pope Gregory, I think the 8th or the 9th. There it was decided what's going to make it into the Bible and what's not going to make it into the Bible. It was decided that only 66 books will make part of the Bible canon. What we know as the 66 books is what is called the Bible's canon. What happened to other books that never made it to the Bible? I want to get you guys something. It's going to be very important. Especially if this came up, you know, I was not prepared for this. Hey man, Maps, how could you be asking such a difficult yet a very interesting question? I'm gonna have to get that book. Oh yeah, yes. So what happens is you now got these 66 books. Some of the books were taken out of the Bible. Those books were called apocryphal texts. They were called apocryphal texts. If you're wondering where I'm getting this from, you guys are probably going to laugh at my ass. I want you guys to see where my source is. Biblical Studies, Standard 6. This book here was released 1977. It lists in here the apocryphal books, books that never made it to the Bible. Let's read them together. The Gospel of the 12, the Gospel of the 70, the Gospel of James, the Gospel of Judas Iscariot. Remember what we say about Judas. He's a bad guy, right? Nigga got a story to tell. You know, the Gospel of Matthias, the Gospel of Peter, the Gospel of Eve. Woo-hoo. This is not heretical, by the way. Here's the source. This is education. This is not my shit. You know, Biblical Studies, Standard 6. This book was released 1977. I doubt you can find a copy, but if you can, kudos to you. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. That now throws a lot of things out of, you know, let me finish. The Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel according to the Hebrews, the Gospel according to the Egyptians, the Acts of Andrew, the Acts of Barnabas, the Acts of Bartholomew, the Acts of Paul, the Acts of Peter, the Acts of Philip, the Acts of Thomas, the Acts of John. These are the books that were deliberately taken out of the Bible. What are these books saying? Why did they not make it to the Bible? This is what these books are saying. They call it the Gnostic knowledge. This is what they're saying. For you to commune with God, for you to commune with your ancestors, for you to commune with your higher self, you don't need nobody in between. But remember, the clergies could not have none of that. They were like, whoever that speaks against the 66 books of the Bible, they are heretics, they are the heresies, they are blasphemous, they are blah, blah, blah. And you know the whole history about that, the witch hunt. Our grandmothers and grandfathers were burned and killed because of those books that never made it to the Bible, because those books, they speak about what us Africans know. The tree is God. An animal is God. A book is God. You are God. God is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. There is no place where God is not. But obviously the clergy had a bit of a problem with that, because once you start going against the 66 books that were given to you by Pope Gregory in Germany, oh, this is not that one though. This is Pope John Paul, Daily Meditations. That's how you start getting your information. You don't only read the book that you agree with. That's how you start healing yourself. You don't only have conversations that are pleasant. Back to the science of forgiveness. Don't ask me such questions, You'll drive me crazy. But it was a beautiful question, Kilebilo Minahani. By the way, if you're new here, follow the brother. If you're a little bit shocked, you're not sure where you are, follow me nonetheless. Stick around. I'll try to break it further. But not today. Today I'm not speaking about religion. It'll take long. Very long. And I set the target of 144 roses. If you guys can be able to get to it, please do that. But if you're new on YouTube or new here on TikTok, you kind of like what I'm talking. You kind of like what I'm talking about, even though you are not sure. Here's a relief for you. You don't have to believe me. You don't actually even have to remember what we're talking about here. If there's anything that you need to pick from this session, start forgiving yourself. Is it hard? It's supposed to be. Hey, Lesiko, thank you. Bantatile, I did not see you walking in. I've set it a little bit higher. Still have 15 minutes. I know you guys got paid, so that should not be a problem. But the problem is, a lot of us love having things for free. Now, when I say things for free, I'm not speaking about money. I want you to hear me right. Money is nothing but a neutral energy. When I say things for free, sitting down and reading a book, you paying attention. Sitting down and researching a concept, you paying attention. But here's a kicker. Sitting down and watching TV, you paying attention. Have you ever heard that? You pay. You pay. So if you pay attention to your worrying, if you pay attention to your lack, if you paying attention to your doubt, guess what you're doing? Whatever that you focus on grows. Energy follows awareness. If you're always aware of guilt, if you're always aware of lack, if you're always aware of pain, you might have to start changing. And I find that a lot of us right now, for some reason, we are being forced towards forgiveness. There's a lot of reasons why, but here's a celestial reason. Celestial reason, if you guys are into astrology, for you freaks. I know there's a lot of freaks here. If you are into astrology, get yourself, even if it's not a physical copy, get yourself PDF copies about astrology. But then if you want to go strong, get yourself an African astrology. This is a Khmer African royal calendar. Ancestral prayers. If you're still having a bit of a challenge, your church told you that ancestors are evil, let's break it down a little bit. You got kids, right? If you don't, you know somebody who does. When you die, anyway, you're still gonna die. Thank you very much for the giftings, guys. By the way, you're still gonna die, right? So, but then something else don't die. This obviously shit gotta go, bro. But then something else is gonna go on, apparently. Christians call it Holy Spirit. It never dies. So now, let's say this kicks out and it dies. Once it dies, wouldn't you like your children to remember you? Hey, B! Wouldn't you like your children to remember how you used to read books? Wouldn't you like your children to remember how much you used to take them out once you got paid for the ice cream? Don't you want your children to remember that? But here's where the church actually fucked it up. Ancestors were called evil. If then obviously you are of that thinking, you are evil. So now your children are not supposed to remember you, right? Because now you've departed, now you're evil. And now all of a sudden you're the devil. And I'm thinking, my word. Yeah, I'm not there. You're in the secret. Mother Nature, thank you very much. I love your name. I fucks around with your name. I like it so much. Let's tap into our mother energy, people. By the way, forgiveness, it's part of the mother energy. Forgiveness, you find it in yourself. How do you see forgiveness playing? I want to give you guys a bit of a short story, just to emphasize the point. Can I have the name of the book? Oh yeah, for sure. The Secret B. It's a beautiful book that. While you edit on The Secret, I think it's by Rhonda Byrne, right? She's got a couple of books, The Miracle, The Secret, The Power. If you don't have them, send me a WhatsApp. I'll try to hook you up with a couple of PDF copies. How much is it going to charge you? Free of charge. So that wherever where you are, you can read it on your phone, you know. You're stuck in traffic or you're commuting to work. Instead of you reading the newspaper or Bona magazine, or instead of you checking out Skomota. Because I mean, like, really, what are we going to get from Skomota? I got nothing against the nigga. I mean, the nigga is coining it, bro. Hey, he's killing it deep. But I mean, like, from Skomota, can you guys really tell me what do you learn? You know? But then, instead of you doing that, what you're doing is, if you got books on your phone, if you're commuting to work, if you're not driving, you can read them. But now, if you're driving, download the YouTube and connect it to your Bluetooth. If it takes you 50 minutes to get to work, you would have finished 2 books. You know which those books are? Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Who Moved My Cheese. All those books, they get to 30 to 50 minutes. So in a day, you would have finished up 2 books. Why are books important? You are rewriting your story, remember? So you need evidence. Remember now, forgiveness is also about you becoming your own scientist. You get inside of yourself, you see those ghosts. What does this ghost mean? You go read a book. A ghost, what's a ghost? Oh, a ghost is a figment of my imagination. So now if I see it in here, I can make it disappear in here. What is this ghost? You find this is ghost of I'm shy. You want to go do public speaking, but this ghost of I'm shy is looking at you. It's like, remember, we are shy. But now you want to change. This ghost is like, but now if you change, if you become bold, if you become an extrovert, nobody's going to feed me anymore. Because every time when you feel sorry for yourself, every time when you feel shy, this ghost is eating. But now when you change, the ghost starts dying. Where do you get information? Books. You're not going to get the information. Oh yeah, you can get information from your astral or from your dreamland. That I do get. But the importance is books. Because remember, all these books, you wrote them. We speak about that in our classes. All these books, you wrote them. Remember standard 3, not grade 1, standard 3. For us, we came back in those days. Physical science tells you that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. If it cannot be created nor destroyed, meaning your grandfather is still in existence. Your great grandparents, they're still in existence. Where are they? In you. Your genes, your cells. They call it epigenetics. Ancestral DNA inheritance. You might look like you are one there, but trust me, you are many. But now which many, like the bad ones or the good ones? Yeah. Hey Mons, hey CC. By the way, I'm doing this for YouTube. I'm there now. I want to be the content creator. I want to find out how it feels like. You know what they normally say? If you hear, subscribe to the channel, double click the notification, or the whole story. But if you love what we're talking about here, you're here for the first time, thank you very much for borrowing me, your guys' audience. Please don't believe me. I've shared a lot of books. Go read them yourself. If you want to support the channel in any way, my numbers are here. PayPal is here as well. I had somebody asking about PayPal. But if you want to take it or kick it up the notch, join the classes that we have on a weekly basis. We got 3 classes in a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, an hour each. This shit is all about energy. In there, we speak about becoming the gods. Not like it's to be taught anyway. I'm just playing around with it, pretending like I know my shit. Plus, I don't know my shit. But if you wanna join us, getting lost together, finding out how do we become gods, please sign up for that class. It's 50 Rand a pop. I'm delivering 20 hours. Yeah. Tonight we're doing our 6th class, 6 o'clock in the evening. And you guys who haven't paid me, you guys are going to hell. Speaking of that, that's one of the concepts that we're gonna need to kill. Heaven and hell, or all those things, they don't exist somewhere else, but they're all in you. What is hell? Your lower self. Heaven, higher self. When you take up this energy, you heave it up. You like, when you heave up the energy, where does it go? This is heaved up. This is heaven. That is hell. What is hell? Your primal self, your lower self. Is hell really a bad place? Not really. It's your cave. It's your unforgiveness. It's your grudges. It's your hate. It's your stinginess. It's those dreams that you have, nightmares. But I don't slaughter for them. It's their need. Nah, not really. Here's the thing about it, Mons. All is mind and mind is all. The best rituals that you can come up with are the best ones, not the ones that you get from the books. If you feel that you have to have a crystal, if you feel like you have to light a candle, if you feel like you have to page a Bible, whatever that you do, your heart will guide you. So if you feel like you want to slaughter, but where you're staying, you can't really slaughter, because of these rites, slaughter in your head. That's it. If let me say you wake up late, you normally meditate 5 to 6, and your shit wakes up late, and you got this idea of thinking, fuck, if I didn't meditate, my day is gonna go to shit. And now I'm late already. What you do is, while you're driving or while you're commuting to work, meditate in your head. See yourself in that corner. But obviously, you're going to have to be a little bit careful because you might dwindle a little bit out of your three-dimension density. You might go from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. Because, scientifically, they say every 3 seconds we are in and out of our body. And shit is bad, bros. Have you ever driven to work and you get to the office, but you don't remember how you got there? I mean, like with me, normally when I start with my lives, I'll say I'll speak only for 20 minutes. Dugu dugu. 6 hours later, I'm still on the same thing, but in my head it was 20 minutes. Watch what you do with your attention. Stop a little bit TV. Stop a little bit of the news. Stop a little bit of social media. When you go there, go get what you want. But don't go there and comment, like, share, do the whole shit. Because every time when you do that, you are entangling your energy somewhere. But we speak about that in the class because here it might fly over other people's heads, like, what? But let me get back to the science of forgiveness. With the 5 minutes that I have, I wanted to speak about this, but I'll show you guys the book. With the 5 minutes that I have, I want to speak about forgiveness in your body. Physically, what does it do? So make the 5 minutes that is remaining worth my while. Follow the brother, like the page, subscribe to the channel, sign up for the classes. And if you just want to help me with the channel, do that. It's not really about the amount per se, because the bestest gift for me is if you start forgiving yourself. Shit, man, it's a party on my side. That's a good deal, right? Here's a book. Shakespeare. All of a sudden develop a bit of a thingy for Shakespeare. Here's a book here. King Lear. William Shakespeare. Melanin Roots. Powerful name, man. I speak about melanin in my previous video. I think I did like 3 hours. Go check it out on YouTube. Oof, I think you guys might love it. I love it too. There's a book, King Lear, by Shakespeare. The page that I'm looking for is this page. I want you guys to look at this. Can you guys see it? There's a man there. There are your planets there. Your principalities up there. Once you're done with that, then you become God. This, by the way, it's not me. This is this book. It's Shakespeare's book. I just happened to page it and I read it and I was like, okay. This is what this book says. Man is made up of earth, water, air, fire. This. And the fifth element is the spirit or Holy Spirit or the ether or the akash or the prana or the kundalini or the chi or the vital life force, whatever that you want to call it. They call them 5 elements that make a man. The first one is water. This one here is earth. This one here is the spirit. This one here is air. This one here is the fire. And your palm, it's your mind. It's not me. King Lear, William Shakespeare. I know a lot of people, when it comes to Shakespeare, this is one of the books that they know. It's a good book as well to get. If you get your hands on it, read it. Talks about witches. Bulloi. Which, by the way, witch or witchcraft, it's nothing but magic. Magic is nothing but law of attraction. Law of attraction is nothing but energy manipulation. So you Christians that are doing law of attraction and you've been hating on witches, it turns out that Law of attraction is an art of magic. How is it an art of magic? You sit there, you imagine the car that you don't have. Huh? You see yourself in that yellow Jeep. I know for me, I'll be like, I want that yellow Jeep, and this is how it smells like. Whoo, I see myself there in the afternoon. Even now, bruh, I'm in it. It's just imagination. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to pull what is not here, but I'm trying to bring it here. That's a law of attraction. That is magic. That is witchcraft. So don't sit there and try to make yourself as like you high and mighty because you got a collar and you got a three-piece suit, you got the biggest Bible, you trying to hate other people or judge other people. All of us here, we're doing energy work, different routes. Some people walk around with crystals. Some people walk around with Bibles. Some people walk around with candles. Some people walk around with rocks. Whatever that you pray to, the name, it's not of importance. All of us are doing the same thing. Why hate one another? I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. So let me finish up with this. How does forgiveness affect you health-wise? The Optimum Nutrition Bible. This book is by Patrick Holford. The Optimum Nutrition Bible. The other good book that you can get is by Louis Hay. The name of the book is You Can Heal Yourself. I shared it in a WhatsApp group quite recently. That book shows you that every ailment, every single disease. I want you guys to be right about this. All diseases somehow are self-inflicted. Yeah. Even me with this boil, something in me mechanically happened and I happened to have boop. Even me with my teeth, for them going out, there's something that is happening internally. Substrata on your atomic level. Because that's where you start getting sick from. When you get sick, you don't start getting sick from the outside in. No. When you start getting sick, the shit starts inside, then it goes outside. When your body gives you headache, it shows you there is something that is happening inside here that is not stable. One of those things is unforgiveness. How does unforgiveness affect you? Unforgiveness generates hormones that are very dangerous. There is a whole host of hormones that unforgiveness generates, but I'm going to speak about two. Adrenaline and cortisol. These are the two leading hormones. They are also called stress hormones. Adrenaline and cortisol. Where do you find adrenaline and cortisol? In your bloodstream. How does adrenaline and cortisol get generated in your body and get out of control? Your hormones are generated by what it's called, what do they call it? Your endocrine system. Your endocrine system, it's more like your pharmacy. This is where you generate hormones and chemicals, like when you're having sex, you release oxytocin. It comes from the endocrine. When you've seen your loved one that you haven't seen after a long time, you get to generate serotonin because you start feeling good. But when you're stressed, you generate these two chemicals. One of the leading precursors of adrenaline and cortisol is unforgiveness. How does unforgiveness play around? Unforgiveness plays around by you holding on to a grudge, you having an internal war, not with anybody else. Remember, the whole art of you not being able to forgive other people, you giving what you have. So if you can't forgive other people, you don't have it in here. So now the shit has to be like this. You cultivate it in here so that you can give it out there. You can't give what you don't have. You can try, but you're going to burn out. So what I'm saying is you start forgiving yourself. So once you start forgiving yourself, these two hormones that are called stress hormones, by the way, adrenaline and cortisol can kill your ass. You know how I know that? In this here, Patrick Holford, the Optimum Nutrition Bible, this is what this nigga says here. Damn. This is what he says. He says, when you are about to do an organ transplant, particularly, let me say you are a receiver of an organ. Let me say you're going to get a liver from somebody and it matches up, right? Or a heart transplant, whatever, or a dick transplant. If there's such a thing, let me say they giving you something. So when they give you that, the number one thing, because your body, through your immune system, your body's going to try to push out the new organ because it doesn't know it. But for your organ or your newly acquired organ, for it to be reintegrated in your body, doctors, they give you 2 shots. What are in those 2 shots? Or they give you a lot, but there are 2 shots that they give you. They give you adrenaline and cortisol. What does these 2 things do? Adrenaline and cortisol puts your immune system to sleep. When your immune system is asleep, your body can be able to take in the new organ. But these 2 hormones, you can generate them with your thoughts, particularly unforgiveness. Why do you think people are always saying, like me here, I always say, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. It almost sounds so boring, Every day I'm here, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. And people are getting bored, forgive yourself. Here's the art. Once you do that, you start breaking down the adrenaline and cortisol. Stress starts leaving you. Your immune system wakes the fuck up. And once your immune system wakes up, the flu goes. Sexual dysfunctionality goes. Hate goes. Flu goes. Worrying goes. Pain goes. Now you start realizing that I've been wasting my energy not forgiving these fuckers, even myself. So now that I've forgiven all these people and myself, or myself and all these people, I now have this energy in my hands. What do I do with that? That's what we address in my class, or in our class. Because in that class, there's no teacher, I'm just a mouthpiece, because I'm also a student. You can never get to a point of thinking that you know it all, eh? Once you're there, pride comes before fall. That's what the Bible says. So you always have to remain like a child. Have fun. Don't take it too seriously. I know you got your 3 degrees. I know that you got the most expensive cologne. Yeah. I know that you got the most beautiful car, bro. I know that you got a big ass. I know you got all these beautiful things. But at the end of the day, the game has to be on an inside. I know you got your Estee Lauder makeup, the most expensive makeup. But like on top of your skin, we know that you look good. But like, have you tried maybe to do the internal show? So if you want to be part of the class, please let me know. My numbers are right here on the platform. I'm going to be sending this video to YouTube in case you might have missed it. It's going to go exactly the way how it is. Go check it out, please. YouTube is exactly like my TikTok, Tsidiso Letrojane. If you don't find me, send me a WhatsApp so that I can hook you up with a link. I'm not saying that my talks are really that much important, but here's one thing that I know for sure. We are tired of speaking about load shedding, politics, clothes, body, money, water. Can we start having sophisticated conversations, please? That's how we grow. With that being said, it's not for all the people. But when you know